You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. In today's video, we're going to recap every single UDFA that the New York Giants have signed, as well as the 6 players they have invited to rookie minicamp. The 2024 NFL Draft is in the books, but Joe Schoen is continuing to find ways to add talented young players to the roster. There's a couple players that I really like that they signed at UDFAs, and I can't wait to break it down. But first, I need to make sure everybody watching today's video is subscribed to the channel. There's just a couple days left in the month of April, and we're trying to catch the Dallas Cowboys report in subscribers picked up. We're a little over 100 away, so if you love the Giants and you want free, informative, entertaining content every day on Big Blue, and you hate the Cowboys, subscribe to the channel right now. The Giants only had 9 open roster spots to sign UDFAs at the time of filming this, which is Sunday at 10:30 a.m. They have only signed 7, but they did invite 6 players to rookie minicamp. So we're going to break down all 13 players, and let's start with the defensive back Alex Johnson at a UCLA. First off, Johnson will reunite with his former teammate and 6th-round pick of the Giants, Aeris Sante, after earning 5 interceptions in the last 5 seasons in Westwood. This is someone that we did not have ranked at our Chat Sports big board, but I went back, watched the tape this morning, and I understand why the Giants made it a priority to go out and sign him. We do know the Giants are thin at the corner position. They added Drew Phillips in the 3rd round in the NFL draft, but they still need that outside corner, as Phillips is probably going to play in the slot. Can Johnson be that guy? It's going to be an uphill battle to make this roster, but he's definitely got a chance to be someone that earns a spot on the 53-man roster. The Giants did not draft an offensive lineman in this draft, but another priority UDFA was signed, Jake Kubas, the offensive guard at a North Dakota State. He was a part of 2 FCS national championship runs with the Bison. He comes in at 6'3" 7/8", 308 pounds. This is someone that I think actually has a legitimate shot to make this roster. The Giants, look, their offensive line is what it is. They allowed 85 sacks last year, the 2nd most in NFL history. Kubas comes in, does what he's supposed to do. He'll have an honest shot to make this team, as well as Marcellus Johnson, the offensive tackle out of Missouri, who the Giants signed as a UDFA, 6'4.5", 313 pounds. This is a guy that in the SEC struggled a little bit. He was a 4-year starter at Eastern Michigan and primarily appeared on Columbia's special teams units. Then he transferred to Missouri. And look, it's going to be a long shot. All of these guys are going to be long shots to make this roster. It is what it is. But if you're a guy like Marcellus Johnson, all you can ask for at this point is a chance. And you get that chance, you make the most of it, you go into training camp, you go into rookie mini camp, you do whatever you can. You really, really have an opportunity to make this team. We've seen UDFAs do it. Look at Tommy DeVito last year. He was an NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and he was a UDFA that we were talking about. Ayir Sante, this is one of my favorite guys, the wide receiver out of Wyoming. He was a player that I liked in this draft process. I had a 7th-round grade on him, had some nice production in his college career. He scored 6 touchdowns on 21 receptions for Wyoming this season after transferring from Holy Cross, 5'9" 3/4", 181 pounds. The Giants' offensive weapons, really not that many on this team. So Aeris Sante will have a chance to come in, fight for a roster spot, and compete. He showed that he can produce 6 touchdowns last year on 21 receptions. He's a Franklin Township, New Jersey native, so the local kid gets to stay and come play for Big Blue. I can't wait to see what he does in rookie minicamp. We've gone through a couple of players so far. We've got a lot more to talk about. I want to hear from you, though. What UDFA will make the roster? If you had to predict it, let me know what UDFA you think will make the roster. Another wide receiver added to the football team for the Giants is Giles, wide receiver out of West Florida. He put up 1,081 yards and 13 scores in a single season in Division II at the University of West Florida. So the talent level, not exactly all that high, but the production is over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. He's got prototypical wide receiver size at 6'2" 3/4", 219 pounds. He's 24 years old, so a little bit of an older player entering rookie minicamp, but he's got the size and he has produced. We'll just see if he'll be able to keep that production at the height that it was against stronger competition compared to D2 football, which is still really, really good ball. A defensive tackle from Oregon also added to this roster, Casey Rogers from Syracuse, another local kid, 25 years old, an older prospect, 6'4" 3/8", 294 pounds. This guy has a little bit of nastiness to him. I like the way he played. He earned 56 tackles at Oregon and also served as a personal protector on punts, where he notably rumbled to an 18-yard gain on a fake deep in Duck territory during the highly publicized blowout win over Colorado. So a defensive tackle added to the UDFA sheet. This is a position the Giants, I wanted to see them attack. They did not in the NFL draft. Rogers maybe has a good chance to make this roster. We'll talk more about UDFAs and rookie minicamp invites, but first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Mando. Go to shopmando.com and use that promo code chat and get $5 off the starter pack today. That's nearly 40% off. I'll make sure all that information is clickable down in the comments and description. Today's Giants Now UDFA video is sponsored by Mando. And baseball season is here, and nobody likes a foul ball, just like no one likes a smelly dude. That's where Mando comes into play. Step up to the plate and take your personal hygiene more seriously with the Mando Whole Body Deodorant. Developed by a doctor, this game-changing formula is safe for your entire body and knocks out odor like a champ. I only thought you needed deodorant under your arms, and I was wrong. Because, you know what? Chugs produced this video. He's a smelly dude, and I had to get him some Mando because I was tired of smelling that stank he's got on him. Mando, made with mandelic acid, which picks off odor at the source, keeping you fresh for up to 72 hours. Mando is available in solid sticks, invisible cream, body wash, cleaning bars, and deodorant wipes for on the go. Mando has changed my life. I've got all their products at home, part of my toiletry usage. I use them every single day. A little here, a little there, a little down there as well. Smelling good. You feel good. You smell good. You play good. Shout out to Mando. Go to shopmando.com. Use that promo code chat and get $5 off. Nearly 40% off the starter pack. Go Mando and smell better naked. You know you want to, baby. Another player added as a UDFA is Ovie Oghoufo. I know I'm saying the name wrong. I practiced it 50 times before today's video. So to Ovie, I apologize. This is a guy that's moved around a little bit in his college career, working through 3 schools in 6 years, 24 years old. He spent last year in Baton Rouge with Malik Neighbors as an LSU Tiger, where he had 34 tackles. Also spent time with the University of Texas. So he's someone that has a lot of talent. He just hasn't really turned it into production at this point. 6'2" 7/8", 248 pounds. Giants, you know what? They're built off pass rushers. He comes in, shows some pass rushing technique and some skills, might be able to make this roster. Quae Drake, the linebacker from Jacksonville State, also added to this roster. He was the first rookie camp mini invite I had heard of, so not technically a UDFA signing, a rookie mini camp invite, which means only on the team really for mini camp. But if he shows up, shows out, you can get a contract and then be a part of the 90 going forward. And as they work down to 52 players, 6'1", 220 pounds. Linebacker was addressed in the draft by the Giants in the last round. You got some good players there. It's a deeper position. Going to be tough for him to make this roster. We'll see what he does at rookie minicamp. Elijah Chapman, the defensive tackle from SMU, another rookie minicamp invite for the New York Giants. We talked about how defensive tackle is a position of need for the Giants. Maybe they can find a gem here in Chapman, a little bit undersized as an interior defensive tackle at just 5'11" and 278 pounds. Probably one of the reasons he did not get drafted. But you know what? A little bit of grit, a little bit of grind. SMU, maybe you can do some and make this roster. Jordan Porter, right? It's got to be Jordan Porter. No? Jordan Porter, wide receiver, UConn. Another rookie mini camp invite. 6'3", 192 pounds from California. Wide receiver was made a priority by the Giants in the draft by selecting Malik Neighbors. We also talked about the 2 UDFAs that they signed as wide receivers. So for Mr. Porter, it's going to be really tough to make this roster. Got a chance, though, to live his dream. Let's see if he's going to be able to make some out of it. J.D. Dupain, the offensive guard out of Michigan State, another rookie minicamp invite. And on the offensive line, it's going to be tough to show what you could do because there's not a lot of contact, not a lot of trench work, no inside run really in that rookie minicamp. So it's going to be tough for him to show what he can do. But we all know the Giants' offensive line has been a problem for quite some time. So maybe Dupain could do just enough to get a little bit of a contract to come back for training camp and minicamp. Offensive line, I don't mind adding those guys every single year. Chris Utman Bell, the wide receiver out of Minnesota. Same thing we said earlier. Wide receivers made a priority by the Giants. This is going to be a tough spot for him. 5'11" and 5'8", 203 pounds. Giants wide receiver room is kind of loaded right now. I liked what this guy did a little bit in college. We'll see if he can come and do it on the big stage at rookie minicamp. The last player we'll talk about is the guy that'll be throwing the ball to all these wide receivers at rookie minicamp. This is Liam Thompson, quarterback from Wabash, Indiana. Shout out to Liam Thompson, the D3 product, getting a shot to live his dream. I always got a little bit of soft spot for these quarterbacks. Look, he's going to have – it's going to be tough. And he may only get to live his dream for a weekend. But good for him, man. 6 foot, 199 pounds. Liam Thompson, quarterback, Wabash, D3. I'm rooting for him. Maybe he could be this year's Tommy DeVito. Because this time last year on this video, we talked about Sir Cutlets. What's your confidence level in Joe Schoen? Scale it from 1 to 10 for me. The NFL draft is over. The UDFAs have been signed. We kind of know what this roster will be, pretty much. So scale 1 to 10, your confidence level in General Manager Joe Schoen. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. I'm also on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I want to say thank you to everybody that watched a second, watched a minute, or watched all 17 hours of our live coverage, as well as the 18 videos we've put out over the last 5 days. I just want to say thank you. If you hated it, you love it, thank you. We appreciate you. And if you made this far in the video, hit that thumbs up icon for me.